All right, let's review slope real quick. All right, so remember, we want to say that slope is the change in y over the change in x. That will be the symbolism in high school that you'll be using. All right, change just means to do what? It's the subtraction, right? So you can write it as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, when they give it to you graphically, all right, you can just measure that. All right, so let's review what I'm trying to tell you. So from here to here, and then from here to here. All right, we always start with the leftmost point. That's the easiest way to do it. All right, so I went what? Delta y is what? And so we represent 3 down as -3. And then delta x is what? 1. Therefore, the slope is -3. Everybody okay with that? All right. Number 2, I really shouldn't have to go over, but what's the slope of the horizontal line? 0, right? And remember, the reason why that is, are you going up or down? No, so that's 0 over any thing is what? 0. All right. So now here they're just giving you the points. All right. So again, I'm expecting everybody to be able to do this mentally. So your slope is equal to, now here, I'm always trying to find positive. So -3 plus 5 is 2. And then -9 plus 7 is what? So that slope was what? -1. I know it's a review, and some of you guys, it might have been a while. Tell me something you don't know if you're not sure about something, because you guys, like I said, a lot of you are going to be taking tests. Yes.
So for the horizontal line, it's 0. Is it for vertical? Is it no solution?
Right. It's undefined.
Okay.
Right. And part of the reason why that is, just to review, because that's a pretty good question. All right. So remember, change in y over the change in x. Are you moving on the x-axis at all? That's why that's a 0.
Oh.
All right. And then delta y can be anything. It doesn't matter. Can you divide by 0? No, that's why it's no solution. So vertical lines are no solution. All right. So just like number 5. All right. So what's the slope here? Yeah, we don't have to do anything more, right? Once we do 9 minus 9 is 0, we know the slope is what? 0. All right, now these are the ones that are a little bit more challenging. I'm trying to find a slope of 1/4. So what is this x value going to be? So it's just with the slope formula, correct? So 5 minus 3, which is over, I'm just going to leave it as x. X plus 4. Does everybody see that? In other words, I just change r to x. That's the missing variable. So 2 over x plus 4 equals what? 1/4, right? And hopefully everybody's mentally just doing that real quick, right? And so we have x would be what? X would be 4. All right, I'm not having a problem with that. Anybody else? All right, questions? Come on, guys, tell me. Nothing? All right, let's look at number 9. Write the equation line in slope-intercept form. So review, if you forgot slope-intercept form, that's just what? Thank you. Y equals mx plus b. That is correct. Everybody okay with that? And m is slope and b is y-intercept. So number 9 is just what? Easy. Good job. All right, now let's look at 11. So again, slope intercept, y equals mx plus b. What's the y-intercept? So y equals something x plus 2. So I went from this point right here to this point over here. So I need help. What's the slope?
2/5.
Does everybody agree? 2/5? So then my equation is y equals 2/5 x plus 2. Okay, Kenzie, tell me, kiddo.
I was just confused on the 7.
7?
Yeah. And I was wondering if you could do 8 because I didn't really understand 7.
Okay, so essentially all you're doing is you're just writing the equation for the slope. All right. So remember, slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the first y value is 5 minus 3 over x plus 4 equals 1/4.
Okay.
Right? I did 5 minus 3, and then I call it x. I know it's an r. I just hate. And then that equals that.
I was just a little bit confused about, I thought you were plugging in 1/4.
No. 1/4 is the slope. So for number 8, it would just be, now in this case, I would just call this a y. Y minus 2 over, is that -1? Equals -5. Do you agree with that?
Yes, thank you.
All righty. Okay, now graphing. All right, so essentially we just got to convert that to y equals what? Right, mx plus b. And so y is equal to what?
2/3 x minus 2.
So then from there we go what? Down 2, and then from there up 2 and right 3. Come on, guys. Remember, if you forgot, just let me know. Anybody have any issues with that? Yes, sir. Yeah, all we did was we divided by 3, correct? You agree?
Yeah.
Right, so we put it in the format y equals mx plus b. Agreed? And then don't forget, this is your y-intercept, right?
Yes.
So I plotted that point, 0, -2,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Coming back now?
yes.
And then from there, we just go use the slope, right?
Yeah.
Up 2 to the right 3. Okay, so this one now, it says, write it in slope intercept form. Number 15, look at 15. Now here, I know that the y-intercept is what? -4, right? And the slope is, they're just telling us, I don't know why they would. The slope is what? So then the equation is just -x minus 4. That is correct. -x minus 4.
Wait, what's the
Y equals
All right. Now, the next most important thing here, though, guys, is listen. The other form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Everybody needs to know that as the what? Point slope form. It's always easy, in my opinion, to go from point slope to slope intercept. So the equation, because this is a point and this is a slope, is just going to be y minus 7 equals 2/7 times x minus 3. Anybody have any questions with that? Now, I didn't say that was a final answer. I just said that's written in point slope form. They still want it in what? Slope intercept. So I distribute the 2/7 and then add 7. So let's see if we can do that without a calculator. Y equals 2/7 x, right? And then this would be -6/7 plus 7. And 7 is how many sevenths? 49. So it'd be plus 43 over 7.
7 is, wait, how do you get -6/7?
Okay, I know, listen, and again, I'm happy we're doing the review. All right, and especially for the arithmetic. All right. Everyone make sure now it's your last chance for me to kind of help you with fractions. Hard to believe we're discussing fractions. All right. But we're multiplying 2/7 times -3. 2/7 times -3, hopefully you know is -6/7. You okay with that? Shh. Agreed? And then -6/7 plus 7. And remember, you're getting a common denominator, so that's 7/1. So it's 49. That's what I'm trying to say. 49/7. Stop talking. 7 is 49/7. Agreed now. And now you're just going 49 minus 6. 43/7. Right? I know it's been a while. All right, here we go. Hopefully we can do better. Wow, was number 18 already done, or did I just? Yeah, I don't know what I did. All right. So if the slope is 0, right, it's always just y equals whatever the y value is. And what's the y value?
0.
All right. If the slope is undefined, it's just x equals. Anybody else? All right, let's look at 19. Write the equation line that passes through each pair of points. All right, so again, this one's easy because they give us the y-intercept. All right. And this other point. So to get, well, yeah, the slope we should just be able to observe is -1, right? Now, write an equation, and I just think it's better for us because we've done slope intercept. Let's just write this one in point slope. I meant to put that. Write this in point slope form. So if you're going to write it in point slope form, you could write y minus 5 equals -1 times x minus 0. Or you could write y minus 1 equals -1 times x minus 4. Those are your two options. Anybody have any objections with that? Anybody have any trouble with the slope being -1? All right, then what I did is I chose this point 0.05 for the first equation. And then for the second equation, I just chose 4.1. You have a choice. All right. Either one of those is the same answer. All right. It doesn't look like it. Remember, we talked about that. They don't look the same. But if I were to write it in y equals mx plus b, it would be the same exact equation. All right. So let's knock out 21. All right. So for 21. Now, again, I'm totally fine, guys. Listen. I'm totally fine with you being able to do the mental math. All right. M equals, what is that? 8/6, right? And so 8/6 is the same as 4/3. Anybody have any problems with 8/6? And then 4/3. Now you get to pick what point you want. The first point or the second point. It doesn't matter. Harris, you all right, man? All right, so from there, go ahead, write the equation. Point slope, what would it be? Y minus 5 equals 4/3. Here it is. This is it. Just ignore Harris today. Okay, just leave him alone. He's in his own little la-la land. All right. Shh, shh, shh. All right. Does anybody have any question with 21? All right. The person writing the equation chose the point 4.5, not -2, -3. What, Bo? You have an option. You can choose either one of those points. All right. All right, same thing here. So let's write it. What do we got? Equals, easy. All right, 25. Everybody should be able to look at that and just say what? Y equals -4. All right, whenever the slope is 0, it's just y equals whatever the y value is. All right, 27. What do we got? Beautiful. All right, anybody have any questions with point slope? Easy. All right, next one, standard form. All right, standard form was a little bit more annoying. AX plus BY equals C. There can be what? No fractions. A has to be greater than 0. And the other thing is, the last little rule was A, B, and C have to be relatively prime. And that just means they can't be divided by a number. All right. And I'll give you an example. If I said 4x plus 2y equals 10, is that in standard form? No, because I could divide everything through by 2. Okay. All right, so that's the basic rule for standard form. All right, so writing 29 in standard form, it would just be y minus 11 equals 3x minus 6. All right, now remember, you want to keep the x variable positive. So I'm going to bring the y over here, and I'm going to move the 6 over here. Does everybody agree with that? So I'm going to write 3x minus y equals -5. Practicing your mental math here, guys. Everybody okay with that? Standard form. All right, let's look at 31. So that's kind of easy. Hold on. Yeah, let's do 31. Then we'll do the fraction one. Y plus 7 equals 2x plus 10. So what are we looking at? Perfect. All right, easy. Now 33. You're not allowed to have fractions. So instead of distributing the 3/4, multiply this side by 4 and then distribute the -3. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
So then this becomes 4y plus 8 equals -3x minus 3. Everybody okay with that? Then you add the 3x, subtract the 8. 3x equals what? -11. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, now on 35, to save us some time, we should just write 1.5 is what? 3/2. And then multiply by 2 and then multiply by 3. So we have what? Equals. Yep. Moving things around. 2, right? Okay, yes, ma'am.
So decimals aren't allowed either.
Yeah, well, technically I should put up here A, B, and C. A, B, and C are integers instead of no fractions. All right, I should have written that instead of saying no fractions. And then that would apply to what? Decimals then.
Yeah.
All right. Uh-oh. Say it again.
You brought the 8 to the 6.
Bringing this over here and this over here, right? You see what I'm saying?
Oh.
All right, here we go. 37, we're writing in slope intercept form. Bless you. So we have, again, this is a one step for you guys. Y equals negative 7x, then this would be what? Negative 7, and then subtract 1. So that's correct, -8. All right, I'm totally good with that. I really want everybody to be able to do that. All right. Anybody have any questions? Even if I need to clarify something, I don't mind. Better do it now than, repeat Algebra 1 next year. All right, here we go. Now, last year, some of the kids had trouble with absolute values, so I just added some extra problems on. All right. So again, this is all just mental math. All right. 39, 41, and 43 are mental. What's 5 times W? All right. And the absolute value of 2? So that'd be 2. What's 9 times Y? Come on. Negative 27. And then it would be plus 10, which is negative 17. And then the absolute value is 17. Is everybody good on that? All right. Does everybody remember where absolute value is on your calculator too, by the way? All right. So if you have your calculator, let's just practice that. Not that it's a big deal, because it's not. All right. But when we graph, knowing where absolute value is important. So again, if you want, everybody hit the math button. Hit the math button and then go over 1. And it should be ABS right there. Then you just hit enter and the absolute value symbol comes up. And then you just do the arithmetic in there, and that'll always give you the correct answer or a way to check your work. All right, but again, knowing the calculator is crucial. All right, and we're going to be reviewing your calculator a lot this month also. Anybody have any questions? Because I would prefer when you take a test, you always do what to your answers? Check your answers. Make sure you get 100. All right, don't take anything for granted. All right, everybody good with the absolute value now? All right, so let's take a look at number 43 on a calculator. Let's just practice. So I want everybody to type in negative and then go to math. Click over to the right one and then hit enter. Absolute value comes in. 10 times, what's Z? Negative 10 minus 31. And then hit enter and tell me the answer. Negative 131. All right, I'm happy with that. Everybody good? All right, so now let's look at 45. Now, solving absolute values. Isolate the absolute value, which 45 is isolated, and then there's 2 solutions. What's inside the absolute value can be positive or negative. So y plus 3 can equal 2, or y plus 3 could equal what? Negative 2. And of course, I just want the mental math. Some of you are excellent. All right, you don't have to do all the work. Just tell me y equals either -1 or y could be -5. Now here's the one most people miss, 47. What does that answer? No solution. All right, one of the first things you want to check is absolute values cannot be negative. Absolute values cannot be negative. So if you're in a hurry, everybody makes a mistake on those. All right, now is 49 no solution? No, because you have to do what first? Negative. What do you do first? Isolate. So what instead of distributing, never distribute in an absolute value, divide by what? That's right. So then I have 6a plus 2 is equal to what? 3. All right. So then you can just say 6a plus 2 equals 3. 6a plus 2 equals -3. So now a is equal to what? And then a is equal to -5/6. Everybody good? Somebody? Anybody have any issues? All right.
Wait, Mr. Stroud?
What?
So you know on 47, how it's no solution, but then also on like 49, like you have to do a plus or minus. It's like right
Because you weren't listening. What did I have to do first?
distribute.
No, I can tell you're not listening. What do I have to do, Harris?
You have to isolate.
So what did I have to do?
What about
I'm asking you a question.
divide by a negative?
Okay. Now you can ask me your question.
Well, what about like 45? Because what I really want is like, you have y plus 3 equals 2 or y plus 3 equals negative 2.
Okay, so Harris, look up. Everyone else look up too. All right, just to make sure, because I've always tried to show kids why that's the case. All right, Harris, what is the absolute value of 2?
2,
What's the absolute value of negative 2?
2.
That's why what's inside can either be 2 or what's inside can be what? Because when I take the absolute value of 2, I get, and when I take the absolute value of negative 2, I get. Does that make better sense now?
Yeah.
Anybody else have a question on that? That's a really actually a pretty good question, but it's just to me, if you understand absolute value, you're setting what's inside equal to a negative. It's not equal to a negative, right?
Yeah.
All right, hopefully that makes sense. All right, now on these, again, I put these up here because this was something that was missed a lot last year also. All right, you're just solving for variables. Everyone, this is just mental math working backwards. So I'd want everybody to see T is equal to what? Come on. P over IR, brilliant. So over here, we can just say X equals 15 minus Y. All right, I really don't want to slow down, but I will if you have a question. Anybody having trouble solving? All right, and these also are all over the SATs. So L equals what? V what? Yes. All right. Y is what? Yeah, that's what I'm expecting out of you guys. And then B is what? All right, yeah, I'm agreeing. Simple mental math, easy. All right, now again, I'm not trying to stress you out. I'm trying to make sure you're prepared for your test. That's what I'm trying to do. All right. Now you can flip through here. Now you have an opportunity to say, okay, I kind of flip through and here's a question. All right, does anybody have a particular problem on this whole worksheet? Because now you're just on your own finishing it up. Anybody have any issues, something they would like me to address? Any problem if you're looking through going, I'm not 100% about that one. Writing equations of lines, super duper important. You have to know standard form, point slope, slope intercept. Nobody has any questions or concerns. All simple, all came back to you pretty good, hopefully. All right, that's good for me. All right. And at any time, you're allowed to come up and ask me how to do a problem if you forget. But I want the work done. All right. I want you, I'm trying not to stress you out. You have how much time? Like 20 minutes to get it done. I think you can get it done in 20 minutes. All right. I think you can get it done in 20 minutes. I really don't want to call you to my desk and say, let me see your work if you really got it finished. I'm expecting it to be done. All right. Very nice.